Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the series finale of Black Sails on STARZ. Final episode, season 4, episode 10. This was obviously a really important episode, and I would have gotten this video out even sooner, but my mind is still trying just to, wrap my head and settle on everything. Overall, I was very happy, or very pleased with the finale, I think, overall. Of course, there's still some things that left me, I don't know if I want to say unsatisfied, but it was a realistic, sort of a realistic ending that fit all the characters, I think. But at the same time, there are some payoffs that we just didn't get. Simply because that's the way the story was, in terms of partial real history and as well as what would lead into Treasure Island and everything. There's just so much to talk about. As far as the final battle with Rogers and the ships and everything, I thought that was really intense. Made it different with Rogers' idea to ram his ship right into Flint's and everything. So I like that, how that was done, a different way of boarding and everything. And the one-on-one fight between Flint and Billy in this episode on the ship as they're, climbing up I forget exactly what it's called, but the post, the big, overwatch, thing. That was really intense, and I'll admit, I didn't think they were going to have Billy, kill Flint, but it was still really intense, and something I've said intense about 5 times now. But, that fight, that final one-on-one confrontation is something we've been waiting for almost the whole series, really. They've had their skirmishes, Flint's always gotten the better of him, and he did here. At the end with Flint, knocking him off, Billy falling into the water and everything. It was a little bit unsatisfying that Billy ended up surviving that, but, he's in the Treasure Island book, so, I guess it is what it is. But it was still nice that Flint got the better of him yet again. So, that's something we can take from that. Billy just became such a unlikable character in the end, I think, at least for me. So it was good to see Flint defeat him yet again, despite Billy's best efforts and betrayals. So I like that. That was one of my favorite parts of the episode. And I would have liked more of a fight with Rogers or something, but it was kind of cool to see Rackham still take him on anyway despite everything. And then when Flint joined in and they took him down, it was definitely satisfying. Flint holding him down basically at a sword point. I would have liked to have more of a focused sequence on that, but it was sort of cutting back and forth a little bit as that was going on. But I still thought it was good, and sometimes when they remove all the music and the sound and everything, it does sort of make it effective, or at least remove the background to noise and everything. I get why they try to go for that. Flint threw a pretty good knee into his face at one point, I think, so that was good. Like I said before, I think Flint's definitely the most skilled fighter on the show, so it's good to see him make the difference there. There's just so much to go over right now. I'm still trying to, comprehend everything, honestly. But I wanted to get my thoughts out there. But before we... we'll wait to talk about this later. As far as what ended up happening between Flint and Silver, I'm divided on it like the characters were, really. That final confrontation, that standoff between the two as they're walking into the island, Flint fully aware what this whole setup could be, this whole situation could end up being the purpose for. I thought, of course, made sense. Flint being such a smart character, he would recognize what this setup from Silver would be. And definitely great acting here from Luke Arnold, but mainly Toby Stephens here, of course, Captain Flint. He's just been such a consistently amazing actor throughout the show, only gotten better. Him and Travis Fimmel, Ragnar Lothbrok from Vikings both deserve Emmy Awards, for their work, I think. And some really great dialogue from Flint here, as Billy, not Billy, what am I saying, as Silver, talked of his plan, not to bring the, treasure back to camp. He just sort of wanted the whole thing to disappear in a way, make the war not happen. Because his love for Maddi is actually going over this, he sort of wants to put a stop to it and sort of just halt everything to, I'm not explaining it the best. But basically he is cutting a hole in their sail, for their revolt, for their rebellion, or resistance, really. Which really bothered me. It made me not like Silver as much in the end, but I got his reasoning for it. But he definitely didn't really go the way Maddi wanted him to either. Maddi's became a really strong character in the end too, I think. And when Billy is holding a knife to her throat, you could tell he is turning into a bit of a psycho there. But anyway, that final standoff between Silver and Flint, really well written. I especially loved what Flint was saying. I have one of the quotes here. They pave the world full of shadows and then tell their children to stay close to the light. Their lights, their reasons, their judgments. Because in the darkness, they'd be dragons. But it isn't true. We can prove it isn't true. In the dark, there is discovery, there is possibility, there is freedom. I'm not going to, do that any justice, but really well written and really well acted out by Toby Stephens there. And definitely emotional. I was about to lose it if Silver did pull the trigger there. And I guess some people were debating because we see the other men look that way as if they heard a noise or something. So some people think Silver actually did kill Flint there. And then, his whole story to Maddi was a complete lie, even though he's seen the scenes with Flint and Thomas, which we'll talk about in a second. But the creators, they did some interviews with IGN, and they seem to confirm that this is a reality. This is where Flint went. So I think we can all go with that. But it still does make you wonder a little bit, which I think is kind of on purpose in a way. But again, I understand what Silver is going for here, but I did think it was sort of a betrayal of both his friendship to Flint and his relationship with Maddi. Although him leaving Flint the way he did was, a token that he still did care about Flint's outcome in a way. But still, it still bothered me as Silver there, I'll be honest. But as far as Flint seeing Thomas again, I'll admit that was a really nice payoff. Because that was Flint's whole, darkness and his rage and, his push, to make this Nassau movement happen was because of, Thomas's initial idea and everything like that. It was born out of, these tragic events, which involved Thomas and everything. So it is a really nice full circle thing to see them reunite. It was definitely really touching to see, them hugging, and going for the kiss and everything. I thought it worked really well in that sense. But at the same time, I am a little bit deflated or a wee bit unsatisfied, just like the characters are, just like Maddi is in a way, because he wanted to see Flint take this movement further, no matter what it led him to, and I can understand why Maddi is so upset about it. So it is sort of debatable, and Flint and Thomas are prisoners. So it's not exactly the greatest, situation, but they're with each other, they love each other, but at the same time, we don't really know what's going to go through the heads, months or years after this either. So it's really debatable of that ending as well. But, I did like it. It bothered me that Billy survived, and I know he's in Treasure Island and everything, but come on, we all want to see the bastard die at this point. But still, overall, really nice ending. It was good to see, Bonnie make it and everything. And, Maddi, sort of have her hand in running Nassau, although she's not the face. She's really the one in control, of course. So that was good as well. And Rackham, I think he was putting up Vane's flag. I could be wrong about that, but that was a nice touch. I know they met someone from Treasure Island, apparently, or someone that's tied to their real histories. The new member that Rackham is talking to, I think. I don't know that story too well, but I think there's a good tie into that. And yeah, so overall, it was a good finale. I think it was really well done. Black Sails, it really evolved into a really special show in these last 2 seasons, I think. Seasons 1 and 2 were, very good on their own, but with season 3, and especially with this last season, I think it really, went to another level as far as, writing, dialogue, characters, characterization, things like that. Really turned into a special show. And, I'd put the arcs of Flint's relationship with Silver, and Ragnar's story on Vikings. I'm mentioning that again with, some of the all-time greats, like Breaking Bad. I think they've really done wonders with this. Although, like I said, parts of the ending did leave me unsatisfied in certain ways. That's kind of because that's the way the characters feel, too, so I kind of get it. I don't know if they're going to do, like, a Treasure Island spinoff or something. They easily could, but, I'd get leaving it alone, too. But, yeah, so let me know what you guys thought about the series finale. If I had to rate, I'd rate it about like a 9.6, 9.7 out of 10. Really good, not, really any like major gripes, just some unsatisfaction just because of, where certain characters were left and where they weren't in a way. But, still really well written, really well acted, certainly intense. So let me know what you guys thought about this one. I might have to do another video on this down the road at some point to give my sort of renewed thoughts on it, but for now, really good finale. Black Sails turned into an incredible show. It's a shame it's over, but I feel like it was the right time for the story for sure. They did really well with it this season. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.